morning, everybody. Trying to get my desk clean here. Got started this morning. Did all my reading. Did all the normals. I don't know. November the 1st, you always struggle trying to get up. That clock said 2:40 something. And I struggled to get up, but I thought about how I would feel if I didn't get up. You know what I'm saying? So, just got to keep grinding it out, man. You know, I feel good about what I'm doing. You know, I always reflect back to know that in my last days of living that foul life, but even before living the foul life, when I was, you know, out there grinding and doing my dirt, hustling, and so forth, we always sat out in the club until like 6 in the morning. And then when we got back home, stopped at 7-Eleven, dice, did whatever, fell asleep, and then got back up to open up shop around 9 o'clock. That's what you had to do. And if I was able to do that and enjoy the process, but don't enjoy the results, I said it again, I enjoyed when I was in it, I enjoyed all of that, but I just didn't enjoy the results. Don't want those results. Jails, institutions, and death. Can't stand that. You know, and death. Been through most of them, just didn't get that man walking. I was like a zombie because I was in darkness. And even when I was in darkness, I still got up. I mean, man, I would hustle to do whatever I could possibly do to succeed in achieving what my desires was in my gut. A lot of people say, you know, it's your heart and your, you know, and all that stuff. For me, it was my soul. It was right down there, that chi, 3 inches below your belly button, man. It was that honest expression of what I truly felt deep down in my gut, and my honesty in my gut, and my faith in my gut that transcended into my heart and my spirit and my soul. The gut just don't lie, you know. When it told me I was going to get caught, I got caught. When it told me I was going to be successful, I was successful. And when we talk about that in the martial arts, it's so important. It's very, very important. It's the time that I really get a chance to speak to God. It's the time that I really show my loyalty and my commitment. I mean, in jail I did the same thing too. I just had to, man. And it allows me to be able to show my loyalty and my commitment to my family. Because I want to know what's coming our way and I want to prepare for where we're going to go. So I can make sure when it's time for me to go home to my Heavenly Father that I left a strong enough legacy for my family. You know, when I think back in my mom's last days and when she passed away in my arms, you know, I was in a state of darkness. I was confused. And I know she did her very best to leave us with whatever she had. But she wasn't as fortunate enough to expand those desires for a family beyond her external surroundings. She did what she could, but then when you think back in my life story, it talks about that all those other distractions that was around her. And that's the battle. That's why you get up, man. You know, those negative thoughts, the self-doubt, the anger, the fear, the pride, the selfishness, all those things try to set into your head. And I recall times, man, when you was around people who just reinforced it. I mean, when I really think back and, you know, in this clear state of consciousness, I mean, there were so many people that either joked about the negativity, downed you with the negativity, reminded you of the negativity. I mean, shoot, man, the positivity, there wasn't much to say about that. Everything was about the negativity, the doubt. So you can imagine a person coming up, it's like all they got is nothing but doubt in their heads. That far outweighs the positivity. You know, it's often said that, 80% of the people just sit back and watch the news and allow the world to dictate where they go. And they'll change their minds real quickly. The moment they see something external that seems better than your internal faith and belief in them and direction that you're going in, they'll switch their mind up. And then you got that 7%. That 7%, they're going to do whatever it takes to get all they can get and direct the sheep, the 80%. They're going to direct that 80%, that 80% who just want to sit back and just wait and count on whatever somebody else. They really, in actuality, the 80% is counting on the 7% to tell them what to do. Even when they know what's wrong, because if you sit back and you think there have been some things, man, what people told you to do, and you knew it was wrong, you knew it was against God's laws and just basic human common sense, but you did it. And then how quickly we forget, because when someone finds a way to mesmerize you and hypnotize you and make you believe the hype, you forget all about the negativity. And I was one of those people. And then there's that 2%. But they go back to that 7%. They okay with retiring and getting enough money and sitting back. Those are those people that doing and I'm speaking to my generation, that elevation of hip hop. They sit in their office building and say, we ain't worried about this, and didn't pay no attention to it. And then, God's laws just surprised them. It just came up and showed them, hey, you can't control what's destined to be. And now, they had to race to catch up. Hopefully they won't ever get back in that trap, believing that they control everything and they got everything going, or they set. Because anybody that's up can come down any day. But also I believe that you don't have to go down as far as you came from. That's the one good thing about success. But then you got that 2%. They're the same way, and their ultimate goal is to not get caught up like that 7%. And they continue to be motivated. They always want a creative mode of trying to figure out and know what's going on and striving. Every now and then they get a little lost. They get a little egotistical, they get a little prideful, but they continue to grow and they continue to adjust and change. And then there's that 1%er. That's what I strive to be, and that's what I believe I am right now. Everything that I do is for the laws of God, the laws of the universe, to help a person, every individual, to believe and be reminded that God created you to be great. It's your duty, your will, to tap into your inner greatness, regardless of what goes on around you. As long as you believe and remember that you were generally created to express your authentic human spirit that comes from the gut, that comes from the inside. You can be whatever you want to be. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve. It don't matter what, as long as the methods are honest and loving and caring and non-egotistical and prideful. But when you can get to that point where all you're trying to do is make another person's life better through your own results, that's that 1%.